What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I'd like to give you guys my thoughts on the first training camp practice. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content or NFL content. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I do want to talk about my thoughts on the first training camp practice. So today's training camp practice was really light. They did do a press conference with Raheem Morris this morning. And then they did also talk to guys like Kirk Cousins, Grady Jarrett. And the main thing that I took from this first day of training camp as far as the practice is that both Kirk Cousins and Grady Jarrett were cleared as far as they're returning from their injuries. And they basically have a clean bill of health, meaning that they were able to practice full go. Both Kirk Cousins and Grady Jarrett had season-ending injuries. Kirk Cousins had an Achilles tear, and Grady Jarrett had an ACL tear. So with both of those guys, I basically took from today's practice that those guys will be full go the entire training camp, which is good news for the Atlanta Falcons. Both Kirk Cousins and Grady Jarrett are both leaders on this Atlanta Falcons offense and defense, and leaders of this Atlanta Falcons team. Now, Kirk Cousins did state that he wants to play in the preseason, but Raheem Morris basically doesn't want him to play in these preseason games. He doesn't want to show his hand and things of that nature. He prefers that Kirk Cousins takes his first snap during week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But Kirk Cousins did state that he's going to try to talk Raheem Morris into allowing him to play a few snaps during preseason. And the same thing for Grady Jarrett. They basically are limiting both Kirk Cousins and Grady Jarrett throughout training camp and throughout the preseason, which is really smart because these guys are coming off of serious injuries and they're basically working their way back slowly, which is the smartest way to ramp up for an NFL season. Personally, I would like to see Kirk Cousins get a few snaps during preseason just to gain a rhythm because he is playing with new players. And we know that chemistry, the speed of the game and things of that nature, it takes time to build chemistry. And the main or the easiest way to gain that chemistry would be playing in live games. So even if he only gets a few snaps during the last preseason game heading into the season, I really feel like that would be wise to at least give him one drive or 1 or 2 drives to allow him to kind of gain that confidence for these guys to be able to get used to playing in live action together. But we do have some, practices that'll be coming up, joint practices with the Miami Dolphins, which those joint practices usually are kind of like a simulation of preseason. Even though you're not, tackling each other and things of that nature, you're basically out there running similar plays to what you kind of would run during a live game. So I really feel like it depends on how these joint practices go, which Kirk Cousins mentioned in his press conference today, that if these practices look shaky, if the offense looks shaky and things of that nature, if guys are not executing, guys are not running the right routes, Kirk Cousins is feeling like he's rusty out there, then we possibly could see Raheem Morris throw these guys in during a live game just so they can get like some type of rhythm. But outside of that, the practice today looked really light. Didn't look like they did too much because they're ramping up for this training camp. And we know that training camp could be long and grueling. So my main thing when training camp starts is you want to see these camp battles. You want to see guys go out there and compete. You don't want guys out there fighting each other. You don't want guys getting injured during training camp, especially friendly fire. You don't want to be out there hurting your own players and things of that nature. So I really feel like this is going to be a successful and productive training camp. But for the first day of training camp, the main thing I took out of it was it seems like this team is fairly healthy, which is good news. But with that being said, I have a lot more content coming for you guys, so stay tuned to the channel. But with that being said, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy my content, please hit that subscribe button for your boy. And with that being said, I'll holler at you guys. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. Be blessed. Peace.